One of the labels on this blog is called A Word on Words. And it's just time that I take to talk about language and our use and abuse of it, and what we do with words, how we misuse them, like ironically, reporters talk about things being ironic that are not ironic at all. And there's just all kinds of things that catch my ear. And I haven't made a clip of any of them, but I thought I would do this one because it's just come up for me a lot lately. And fortunately, I'm a little bit under the weather, so it won't be a rant. It will just be a monologue about the term openly gay, which I don't like at all. I think it's retrograde. I think it's insulting. I think it's full of subtext and signals, and I think that if we want full equality, if we really want marriage equality and equal protection under the 14th Amendment, that we've got to throw this shit out at the window. And there was a blog post on another blog that caught my eye. I'm not going to name names, but it says, "Openly gay New York Assemblyman Danny O'Donnell considering run for Congress." Now, Danny O'Donnell has been out forever. Everybody knows he's gay. Unless they're clueless, he makes no bones about it. He's had a partner for many years. And it's so redundant to me to call someone who is openly gay. The fact of the matter is, we do not refer to people in the media, in, the mainstream media and the Huffington Post and blogs and newspapers. We do not call people who get gay who are not openly gay. We just don't do that. And what it makes me think of most is how offensive it would be to call somebody openly Jewish. No self-respecting Jew in 2010 would call himself or anyone else openly Jewish. Or a black woman who happened to be, so light-skinned that she could pass, as they used to say in the bad old days. Can you imagine how offensive it would be to call her openly black? Is Barack Obama openly African American? We're the only minority that continues to treat our existence as something we can hide, and the term openly gay perpetuates this idea that there is something to hide for gay people, but some of us choose not to. So I think it's time to throw this out the window and stop doing it. And I get misunderstood by people. It's like, I'm not talking about people who have to stay in the closet to keep their jobs or to not be thrown out of their homes. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about this absurdity of calling Johnny Weir openly gay. He's totally out. If he was any more openly gay, he would be the Grand Canyon. What is the point in referring to Elton John as openly gay or Barney Frank as openly gay? Excuse me, he's gay, and everybody knows it, and he knows it, and he doesn't deny that fact. So why do we keep doing this? I came out in a small Indiana town when I was 16 years old. That was 36 years ago, and I have never been in. So you can call me anything you want to, but please don't call me openly gay. I'm a gay man. I make no bones about it. And all my friends who died in the 1980s and my partner who died in 1991, they were gay men, and they deserve to be called that. They were not openly gay. That's like just this stupid inanity that we keep doing. And, we're never going to be, we talk about not being treated as second-class citizens. We have to stop treating ourselves that way. We have to stop saying that Danny O'Donnell is openly gay. It signals that I have permission to call him gay and that I'm not outing him as if he weren't already out, I don't know if these people are afraid of litigation. I have no idea why they're doing this, but it's 2010. We're marching on Washington. We can get married in the capital of the United States, and it's time to drop this, If Frank and I ever get married, we're going to be a gay couple getting married. We're not going to be an openly gay couple getting married, It really is time to shelve this shit. It's retrograde, it's offensive, And it works against us, you know. I think it's nonsense. And again, I'm not talking about somebody in Mississippi who can't come out because he or she is gonna be drummed out of their home or let go of their job. I'm talking about this absurdity of referring to gay people in the media as openly gay. You know, let's get beyond that. Let's rise above it and take a stand. You know, I'm not, if you're in the closet, I'm not going to call you gay. And if you're not in the closet, I am. So, there you go. That's my word on words for today.